And verified?
No, the documents we have are not examined or signed by the Director of Accounts or by the Chief Officer of Finance. And if your testimony or your evidence is that the originals are signed and they are with the auditors, where did you get these copies that are not signed? Can you have two documents, one which is signed, the original, and another document that is not signed with respect to the same transaction?
Of course, every person have to keep a record of what maybe you might be asked to give and give it out.
So you would agree with me then that the documents you provided here are not a proper record or representation of the documents that are with the auditors?
And that's why we
No,
have...
it's a yes, no question. Would you agree with me then that the documents that you've provided here, because they are not signed, and the ones that are with the auditors, the originals, are signed, then these documents, obviously, are not a proper representation or copies of the documents you submitted to the auditors?
They are the same documents submitted to the auditors.
Madam Speaker, I think at this point I'll invite the Assembly to make the necessary conclusion. Governor, you can turn with me to page 295 of our volume 2. And my first question, Governor, is whose responsibility is it by law to appoint chief officers? Is it your responsibility to appoint chief officers?
No.
By law, whose responsibility is it to appoint chief officers?
Public Service Board.
Governor, maybe I can clarify there that the position of the law, if you check section 45 of the County Governments Act, is that the governor appoints chief officers on recommendation of the County Public Service Board.
Yes.
The County Public Service Board advertises,
Yes.
they shortlist,
Yes.
they interview,
Yes.
then they submit names. And in fact, in your case, they submitted 3 names for every department
Yes.
to the governor for formal appointment.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So who does the actual appointment? The governor.
Yes.
So the document on page 295, now that you agree that it is the governor who formally appoints chief officers as by law, you will then you will agree with me, Governor, that the document at page 295 emanates from your office. It is signed by the county secretary for Her Excellency the Governor, and it communicates your decision as governor to appoint certain individuals as chief officers, some in acting capacity, some in substantive positions, correct?
Council, I would like you to...
It's a yes, no question, Governor, so that we move.
There's no.
So you have not appointed these persons?
I've not appointed.
Okay. I'll defer you then to number 1, Naomi Kamunde, that is appearing. Can you read aloud what the document is on number 1?
I want to read from slightly above number 1.
Okay, you can start there then.
Redeployment.
Okay. Redeployment, go ahead. Or maybe assistant can
In
read for you.
order to improve on efficiency and effectiveness in the service delivery, the following changes have been agreed upon.
Okay.
Naomi Kamunde to move from Office of the Governor, Directorate of Protocol, to perform functions of Chief Officer, Office of the Governor, awaiting substantive Chief Officer.
Okay.
Yes.
So, by this letter, Naomi Kamunde is to move from the Office of the Governor, correct?
Yes.
And perform the functions of Chief Officer, awaiting a substantive Chief Officer, correct?
Yes.
And we've agreed that the power to appoint Chief Officers resides in you as a Governor.
Is that appointment?
No, we have agreed that the power to appoint resides in you as a Governor, correct?
Yes.
Is it your position that in appointing chief officers in acting capacity, the governor need not consult the County Public Service Board?
In this case,
no, it's a yes/no question, Governor. Is it your position that in appointing chief officers in acting capacity, the governor need not consult the County Public Service Board? Is that your evidence?
who has signed this document?
It is signed. Answer my question, Madam Speaker. I think at this point I'll seek your protection. May the witness answer the question.
Madam Governor, just answer the question, sir.
It's a yes?
Repeat again.
Is it your evidence that in appointing chief officers, in whatever capacity, whether substantive or acting, the governor need not consult the County Public Service Board? Is that your evidence?
When appointing a new chief officer.
When appointing a new chief officer. So I take it that it is your evidence that when appointing a chief officer in acting capacity, the governor need not consult the County Public Service Board. That is your evidence.
The county secretary also has the powers.
By what? By which law? By which law? Show me the law. I am willing to be persuaded, Madam Governor. Show me the law. What allows the county secretary to appoint chief officers
Not
in
to
whatever
appoint,
capacity?
but to redeploy.
Governor, the question is not on the deployment. The question is on appointment. The question is on appointment. And turn with me to page 335. What document is on page 335?
Advisory on transfers and appointments.
Okay.
This is an advisory.
An advisory by the County Public Service Board.
Yes.
At paragraph 2, just read aloud what the County Public Service Board has advised all chief officers, because this is an internal memorandum, through the County Secretary who is the head of public service.
The County Public Service Board have advised the county secretary and the end of public service, but not the governor of Meru.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we agreed that it is a function of the governor to appoint chief officers. We agreed on that. Section
Yes,
45.
yes.
Okay. Go ahead
There
and
is
read it.
no
Just go ahead and
advisory by the county government or the County Public Service Board to the governor.
I agree with you on that. But I'm saying just read paragraph 2. Or do I read it aloud for you to agree?
No, I should read.
Okay.
This is advisory to the county secretary and head of public service with respect to establishment of offices, appointments, including acting appointments to all levels of staff. Please note that it is the sole statutory responsibility of the County Public Service Board as guided by the sections 59, subsection 1, A and B, 63 and 64 of the County Government Act 2012 to read together with the section 34, Act 2017 and section 16 and 23, PSC Regulations 2020. Any other appointments done outside this is deemed null and void.
The County Public Service Board says that all appointments, including acting appointments at all levels of staff, is by law, and the laws are quoted there. It is the sole statutory responsibility of the board, correct?
Yes.
So, could you then, you or your or your county secretary, in the document on page 295 and 296, purport to appoint chief officers in acting capacity or substantive capacity? Could you purport to do so? Are you within the law in purporting to do so? That is my question.
I am not the one that did this. The letter is clearly signed by the county secretary.
But for who, Madam Governor? The letter is signed by the county secretary for who? for the governor, correct? And the appointment is issued in the letterhead of the office of the governor, correct? At page 295.
Where?
At page 295, on the top of the page, the letterhead is office of the governor, correct?
The letterhead for all the offices in my office have office of the governor, not this one specifically.
No problem, but this one specifically is office of the governor.
Yes.
Is the county secretary...
Council, sorry to interrupt.
Thank you.
I would like to alert all parties of the timelines that we are going to follow, and we are going to strictly adhere to this. The cross-examination will end at 7:10 without any extra minute. The re-examination will start from 7:10 to 7:30. The clarification by senators will start from 7:30 to 7:50. And then we'll have the closing statement on behalf of the County Assembly for 60 minutes from 7:50 to 8:50. Then we'll have the closing statement on behalf of the government for 60 minutes from 8:50 to 9:50. And then from 9:50 to 10, we will have an in-camera session, and the Senate will then have debate on the motion and division between 10 and 11:50 p.m. So this is to alert you to just bear that in mind. Thank you.
Very well, Madam Speaker. We are guided accordingly. So, Governor, back to my question. The specific letter on page 295 is issued in the letterhead of the office of the governor. And we have agreed that the governor is the appointing authority for chief officers, correct? Mm-hmm. Is the county secretary staff in the office of the governor?
The county secretary?
Yes.
And the public?
Is the county secretary
in the county government of Meru?
Staff in the county government of Meru.
Yes.
You will agree with me that the county secretary is the head of public service, yes, and is therefore not a staffer in the office of the governor.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So, in as much as you might want to say that the county secretary was signing on your behalf, is not.
The county secretary
is not a staffer in your office, correct?
The county secretary assigned the letter
for the governor, though he is not a staffer in your office, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Governor, turn with me to page 384 of our volume 2. Under paragraph 4, that is a response by the County Public Service Board to the clerk of the County Assembly. You will agree with me that in that response, the County Public Service Board states, and I quote, the board is the appointing authority according to section 64 of the County Government Act.
Not disputed.
And the board, however, was not involved in the appointment of the acting chief officers as per the Act. You agree with me? At least that is apparent on the face of the document, correct?
Maybe.
You agree?
I'm not the one that was writing to them.
But you agree that is what the board says, Governor? That is
yes,
obvious.
According to the letter.
Okay. So the board, the County Public Service Board, actually disowns your appointment and says that the appointments of the 17 chief officers whom you have appointed on the 23rd of August, most of whom are in acting capacity, was done without its involvement. Correct?
And to me, the board, the role of
so yes, no question, Governor, so that we move.
Also, the role of the board is to give advisory to the end of county public service.
The role of the board is to recommend for appointment to you so that you appoint. The powers reside in you, not the county secretary. We agree on that, Governor. Mm-hmm. So, and the board disowns those appointments and says that you did not consult the board in making the appointments. You specifically, because you are the appointing authority.
and I specifically did not appoint any person.
I think,
Madam Speaker, we are constrained to seek your direction because we believe the rules of cross-examination is that a witness answers questions, they don't tell stories. And the reason we seek your direction and perhaps invocation of your powers under the relevant standing order is that we believe this witness is engaging us in an altercation, knowing very well our time is very limited, so that we don't have the opportunity to put to her all the relevant questions that we need to put.
Madam Governor, please answer the questions as asked.
Council, I have never appointed
Madam
any
Speaker,
of these.
Madam Speaker, just hold on. Council, can you ask the question and can she answer it?
Madam Governor, my question is, the County Public Service Board has disowned your appointments.
Not my appointments,
Who is the appointing authority?
the person who has signed here.
So, Governor, are you saying you have abdicated your roles as Governor and you delegated the authority to appoint to the County Secretary?
I have not delegated.
So, who appointed these officers? Is it you or the County Secretary?
The County Secretary.
Okay. So, Governor, you're telling this Honorable House that as Governor, you can delegate your statutory authority to appoint the chief officers, just a moment, Madam Speaker. I want to show you, you can turn to our volume 3, or maybe I can just show you. Our volume 3, it's a small bundle with a green cover. The appointment of county chief officers. Governor, you will agree with me on 45, section 45, it reads as follows, that whenever a vacancy arises in the office of the county chief officer, the respective governor shall within 14 days nominate qualified and experienced county chief officers from among persons competitively sourced and recommended by the County Public Service Board, and with the approval of the County Assembly, appoint county chief officers. You agree? That is the law. That is the law, Governor. You agree?
Council, I agree.
Very well, Madam Governor. So, have you presented a valid authority before this House to show that you could validly delegate your authority to the County Secretary to appoint this chief officer on your behalf?
The acting chief.
Is there an authority? Is there an authority, Madam Governor?
Council,
From your documents.
Let me explain, Council.
Is there an authority? Yes or no?
These acting
Madam
chief
Governor, is there an authority?
Are
Madam
directors
Governor,
in the same
they want
office.
a yes or no answer. Just answer. Whether you
No one has
delegated
been
authority.
sourced from outside. These are directors at acting capacity awaiting
I think, Madam
substantive
Speaker, I
recruitment.
leave the Senate to draw a conclusion on that question. Madam Governor, you can turn with me to page 68 of our volume 2. And for purposes of clarity, in the exam in chief, you stated that you did not travel to China, correct?
Yes,
You never traveled to China.
I have.
Did you seek clearance to travel to China?
Yes,
You sought clearance,
yes,
but you never traveled.
yes.
Okay. The document on page 68 says, and the question is, the persons in the letter that is signed by the County Secretary makes reference to following the invitation of the Governor of Meru County, the following technical team. The wording is technical team, correct?
Yes.
And Turn with me to page 86. In that letter, you can see your name listed there as part of the persons who were supposed to travel to China. Correct?
Yes.
Though you never did.
I never did.
So, because, Madam Governor, your defense is that your relatives traveled as part of an advance team, yet in the letter of 5th June 2023, we see that you tried to obtain clearance on the same day. Were they traveling as part of an advance team of another team that was to come if you are in the same letter with them seeking clearance? Is that defense consistent with what we see on page 86?
Yes, it is.
Fair enough. And at page 87, Madam Governor, we see a Mr. Nefat Kenyo Meme, whose title is designated as Director External Linkages. Correct?
Yes.
And in your testimony, you say that he was an office administrator in the office of the governor.
Yes, and later moved to act in the external leakages.
And later moved to?
External leakages acting director.
Okay. Was he competitively recruited by the board in order for him to act? Okay, not competitively recruited. Let me rephrase, Madam Speaker, I'm sorry. Was he formally appointed by the board, County Public Service Board, in order for him to act as a Director External Linkages? Was he?
He was an,
Yes or no?
he was an employee of county government.
Was he appointed formally by the County Public Service Board in that acting capacity? Was he?
By the county public service board?
Yes.
No,
He was not.
by the county secretary.
By the County Secretary?
Yes.
And in that advisory that I just showed you in our bundle, in that advisory by the County Public Service Board, it says that all appointments, whether acting or substantive, in all levels of the County Public Service are the exclusive responsibility, statutory responsibility of the County Public Service Board. Is that not a violation of the law, Madam Governor?
It depends with the county secretary.
Does it depend on the County Secretary or what the law says? Is it a matter of discretion? Or it is a matter of about compliance with what the law says?
The county secretary council cannot do this minus any law guiding him to do this.
So, what is the law then that supports your position?
That's why I want someone 2 minutes to get exactly why the county secretary has power to have a director to act for some few months awaiting substantive recruitment of a chief officer.
Again, Madam Speaker, I leave the Senate to draw the necessary conclusion. In the interest of time, Madam Speaker. Madam Governor, I'll refer you to the screenshots from pages 149 of our volume 2. In your defense, you state that you're the foremost peacemaker in Meru County, correct?
Yes?
In your defense is that you're the foremost peacemaker in Meru County, correct?
And the?
Foremost peacemaker.
Yes, yes, yes.
The timestamp appearing on the screen grab at page 149 is on 20th of May 2023 at the top, correct?
Yes.
Long before the impeachment motion was tabled?
It depends.
Between May and October 16th, how many months? Roughly 4 months actually.
Yes.
Correct? And before May 20th is before the videos you played here of the parties withdrawing your support from you. Correct?
Yes.
And on this page, Madam Governor, we see your chief of staff removing, the screenshots are provided by the Deputy Governor for information. Your chief of staff removed him from this WhatsApp group. You will agree? At least you are a member of that group. You saw that, correct?
I'm a member.
Who are the other members of the group?
So many, I don't know the number, but so many members.
Including members of the public?
Yes.
As per your defense. And at pages 155 in the other group, you can turn me to 155. We also see that the Honorable Mutia, Chief Officer, removed the Deputy Governor from this group, which is on May 27th, correct?
Yes.
And in the interest of time, I'll refer you to page 160. This is a screen grab of your message about Kuchoma Jeshi that you are referred to by your counsel, correct?
Yes.
And your most disturbing message on page 163, a transcript of which, Madam Speaker, is on page 446 of our volume 2, correct? Madam Governor, where you say, and DG mobilized fuel levy.
Yes.
Can you read that aloud, that message?
Yes, I can see the message.
I want you to read it aloud.
I can see it's Kitabu Kanata was copy pasted again.
No, turn to page 163 where it's Governor Mwangaza. One page, 163.
Where is Governor Mwangaza here?
On the top. That is your message, Governor.
Okay. And the DG mobilized fuel levy.
Okay.
I continue.
Let's continue.
Pamwe pagashwa uria pakamia mbira ya mbokando ukabaigwa.
Okay. What did you mean, Governor, by those words?
I meant that the DG mobilized fuel levy,
Okay.
as you saw in the clip.
I did not see, but go on.
As we saw in
No,
the...
just proceed, Governor. I'm not a witness.
Then I said, some will try to see things easy according to the proverb, and they will get hard way.
You will?
They will get hard way.
Madam Speaker, the correct translation is on page 446. I don't want to spend much time on it because it seems the governor would not as
It's a proverb. In the real sense, how do you have
No harm, Madam Governor, no harm. And this was way before that video by the DG. That was way before.
No.
When was this message written?
It was after.
You see, Madam Governor, we can follow through all the way from May 20th to May 27th, correct? When the DG was removed from the group. And the video that you played here by the DG was on 20th September.
And this WhatsApp group, you get a message and then you repost again using the same message.
So are you saying you reposted this message after 20th September?
Not myself, but the person is Kenyatta Kanata.
No, but Madam Governor, it is your message. I'm not concerned with the message by Getobu Kanata. I'm talking about your message. I'm talking about your message. So after 20th September, you still reposted this message, despite having posted it before.
Yes, it was after the verification by the deputy.
You have posted this message twice. That is what you're saying. You cannot have it both ways, Madam Governor.
After the verification.
And Madam Governor, turn to page 170, where you make reference to the DG. Please read the message aloud. They want him to recover what?
Yeah. They want him to recover what? Mtosho invested every, kuweka jina kwa ballot paper is investment worth CEC financially, and ungratefulness is a curse. Results coming up.
Governor, I will tell you, so that I move away from that issue, that the message at page 174, or you malign your deputy, the message at 176,
What about this one that I've just read?
and the message at 179 are all inconsistent with your theme that you are the foremost peacemaker in Meru County. True or correct? True or false?
False.
Okay, let us move. Madam Speaker, at this point I'll request the Secretary to play video in support of Kamdre video number 3A.
Secretariat, you got it? Which one, Council?
3A.
3A. Please play
yes.
3A. What's happening?
Madam Speaker, maybe can my time stop running as they prepare?
Technical staff, what's happening? Did you say 3A?
3A, 3S, Madam Speaker.
Is there a problem with 3A? Council, are you able to go to another question as they prepare? Or
Madam Speaker, at this point I wanted the videos to be played in quick succession in the interest of time so that I ask the questions that all the 4 videos have been played.
Who submitted that video? Is it a flash disk?
Yes, we submitted 3 flash disks.
It is by county assembly or
by the county assembly, Madam Speaker.
The clip by county assembly?
Yes, yes, in our videos. Our
and
video
it
number,
is in which flash disk?
it is, I don't remember the model, but it is...
The team county assembly, can you kindly assist? 3A.
Yes, it is video number 3A. Video, the folder is videos in support of count 3, and it is 3A inside the folder.
Okay, technical team, are you able to get that?
Gintu kiria mutuma kuthithia gintu kiria ntenda kuga kinya no tuimbije baiteni thairwa iri national ithi kiri na toba bingi nationally gintu kiria mutuma kuthithia gintu kiria ntenda kuga kinya no tuimbije baiteni thairwa iri national ithi kiri na toba bingi nationally mutumaga kumira thani ira kurira bwana Peter.
Madam Speaker, I request that video number 3 be played.
Is that the one?
That is 3, yes. I want 3B to be played. I want all of them to be played. Then I can pose the questions.
Okay, team, any other?
3B.
3B, do you have 3B? Proceed.
Madam Speaker, I request that video number 3C be played.
Say that again.
I request that video number 3C be played because I'm strained for time.
Number C.
Yes, number C now.
Okay, move on to C.
Kaende kabati. Na tunasema hivi tukiwa na mahaslas wenzangu ya kwamba Meru County haitatekwa nyara na makadero 10 ambao wanafikiria watu 10 viongozi ambao wanalipa mshahara wa 1 million ama 500 and above hawawezi kumake decision ya kwamba Meru iko katika shimo, whereas we know shida yao ni yao wenyewe binafsi tumbo sana. Tunakuomba ufungue Meru siku ya leo, Mheshimiwa Rais.
Madam Speaker, we can move to video number 3D. 3D.
3D.
Yes, the final one.
Proceed.
Yanare antidire tie mweri ju mweri tene achoka meri etano etathira tuona gakoria kairi Saitani ashindwe Mwana na tora kuriria kurora mero mwakare Onge mwakoro Ongare ari Mwari ombe ambugithia mbusa letibu Wathigire Kawira wene kigua Wathigire kiojo yeroje maru Tutiomboka kumbuka tusema na ili abo kenine Bwana asifiwe na ndi nyambo kama tio kaburo kama utaneze kama tako impeachment ya vivi atia kubia diderie ta kama liganiria kwamba bantu kwera bonjuria la kalibare banjuria ndare la medo dijathira mukama tio kaburo
There's a work ticket number 874 that has been used in the months of January, February, March, and April. More than 17 times in total. This work ticket has been used on pages 104, 118, 129, 138, all the way to page 327, Madam Speaker. And Governor, is it possible that a work ticket, and I remind you that you told us you don't have the original, surrender documents. Is it possible that a work ticket can be used for a trip in January, and money is paid, which you call interest? It is used in February, March, and April over a span of 4 months. Is it possible? Logically, is it possible?
As I answer your question, Council.
Is it possible? It's a yes/no question, Madam Governor.
Out of the 600 vehicles we have in Meru, is Governor supposed to verify work tickets for every vehicle?
No, Madam Governor, these are the documents you've provided in your own bundle of documents to justify the payments that have been made to your sisters, and yet you seem not to be able to explain. And you've used one work ticket 17 times. And my question is, do you intend that that work ticket be used to justify the payments that you made to your sisters? Yes or no?
I'm not aware of the work ticket.
You're not aware?
Photocopied for the purpose of this impeachment.
It has been photocopied. Very well. Madam Speaker, I believe 6 minutes. I will yield them to my colleague, Mr. Muriuki.
Madam Speaker, Honorable Senators, my name is Muriuki. And I shall continue from where my colleague has left. And to save on time, I will refer to page 409 of our volume 2. Page 409 of volume 2. Are you there?
Yes.
Confirm that that is the official county Facebook page.
Yes.
Confirm that the post made therein is dated 4th of March.
Yes.
Confirm that it is a post regarding the traffic marshals.
Yes.
I will also ask you to look at page 411 of volume 2. Confirm that that is your Facebook page.
Yes.
And you're talking about the traffic marshals.
Yes.
On page 392 of volume 2 still, volume 2, you're there? 392 of volume 2. The board, the County Public Service Board, page 392. Please save my time. I don't have much of it. 392 of volume 2. Are you there?
Yes.
The board has not employed any traffic marshals in the county public service. That is the item numbered 1.
It has not employed.
Volume 4. Page 150.
Council, you'll have to hurry up. You hardly have any minute.
Madam Speaker, I'd like to beg your indulgence, remembering that the Secretariat took quite a number of minutes trying to get the video. So I humbly request that you accord me just 5 more minutes and I'll be done.
Council, I'll accord you 3 minutes to make up. You might also want to expedite when you are guiding.
Page 150, volume 4. On the 3rd paragraph, you will confirm that that is an extract of the Hansard of the Meru County Assembly. Honorable senators can also confirm. And you will confirm, Governor, that your advocate on record for that day admitted that you appointed the traffic marshals since they were in your manifesto. That is the 3rd paragraph. I have underlined the relevant parts. Can you please read for us the underlined parts?
The voters in Meru accepted the manifesto of Border Border. The marshals were part of the manifesto that was sold to the voters in Meru. They elected the governor based on that manifesto. Did not elect the others who did not mention border borders. A mandate is derived from the manifesto, and that is why a manifesto as an independent candidate.
Thank you. I think that makes my point. The very next page, that is 152, the one after the next page. Confirm that on that page, through your counsel on record on that day, you admit that you have not assigned any duties to your deputy, and therefore your deputy should not be paying any bills or asking for any budgetary allocation.
On the day naming, where? The deputy governor is paying his bills. He has been assigned duties. He has not been assigned duties by the governor. Why is he paying? To do which duties? Which bills is he paying? Because we have 4 types of bills.
Thank you. Which duties has he been assigned? That is what your counsel on record asked. My final question, I will refer you to page 339 of our volume 2.
Council, please wind up.
Final question, Madam Speaker. 339, volume 2.
Council, your time is up.
My final question, I was waiting for the governor to get the page, Madam Speaker. On that page, who has made that post?
It is I.
Owning the changes in the saga, that is the liquor board, the revenue board, and the liquor board and the revenue board, more specifically, correct?
Press release.
Thank you. From you. Therefore, Madam Governor, you cannot run away from the letters on page 336, 337, and 338 of the same volume, which sends these officers on compulsory leave with full payment that you have already owned in your own press release. Am I right?
You are not right.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm done.
As the team for County Assembly prepares for re-examination, and we will be strict with time, Honourable Senators, I have a communication to make on the address to Parliament by His Excellency the President, pursuant to Article 132(1)(b) and (c) of the Constitution. Honourable Senators, as you may recall, on a sitting of the Senate held on Thursday, 2nd November 2023, I communicated of a request by His Excellency the President to deliver his inaugural address to Parliament in accordance with Article 132(1)(b) and (c) of the Constitution. This is therefore to remind you that His Excellency the President will deliver his inaugural State of the Nation address to Parliament during a joint sitting of the Houses of Parliament tomorrow, Thursday, 9th November 2023 at 2:30 p.m. in the National Assembly Chamber. Honourable members, to ensure a smooth flow of motor traffic and to ensure that preparations towards facilitation of this event are well carried out, parking for members of Parliament has been reserved at Comesa parking lot in KICC and the parking lot next to the County House on Parliament Road. All vehicles parked around main Parliament buildings, that's the rear gate, canteen area, parliamentary courtyard, and at the Senate parking should be removed by close of business today, Wednesday, 8th November 2023. Your cooperation on this matter is highly appreciated. I thank you. Now, to the County Assembly team, you have 20 minutes for re-examination. If you take 15, we will be grateful.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will do it in less than 15 minutes. Let us begin from where you have left on the Facebook post regarding the changes in the liquor board. You have been told that you bear the responsibility of sending those individuals for compulsory leave because of your Facebook post. Are you looking at your Facebook post? You have the page with you?
Yes.
Madam Governor, why did you make that post? Is it because you had been part and parcel of the process of sending the employees on compulsory leave?
No.
Why did you make that post confirming the changes that had occurred?
I was notified that pending investigation by EACC, the County Secretary and sent on compulsory leave the people mentioned here, and upon receiving the communication, they also say that they have appointed substantive, or they have appointed some people to hold the office pending investigations. So I posted, and you can see clearly that it's a press release that was given by the County Secretary for me to release.
So your simple answer is that you communicated that which that had been done by the County Secretary?
Yes, And this is the former county secretary that was there in the second regime.
Confirm to us that this was barely a week after you were sworn in office?
Yes, barely a week.
Did you have any particular reason to have any grudges to send these individuals for compulsory leave?
No, they had issues with investigation according to the county secretary.
Thank you. A lot of Ulabalu has been advanced in respect of what is said to be appointment of officers in an acting capacity. To the best of your knowledge, the letter that you have been shown at page 335, is it a letter of appointment?
No.
What is it?
Advisory on transfers and appointments.
Confirm to us that that advisory is from the County Public Service Board to chief officers, not to the governor.
It is from County Public Service Board to Acting Chief Officer, Meru Public Service Board, and to chief officers.
Chief officers?
Yes.
So the advisory is targeting chief officers.
Yes.
I want you to read I want you to try and read the first paragraph of that letter so that we understand the import of the advisory.
Reference is made to a memo, reference CGM/CS/IM/3/3 286 of 6th December 2022. 2022.
Yeah, continue.
This advisory is to emphasize the message by the county secretary that the arbitrary transfers without due consultation with the CS office is discouraged at all times.
So then it is pursuant to a previous advisory by the county secretary.
Yes.
Targeting chief officers.
Targeting chief officers.
Proceed.
CS office is discouraged at all times. Transfers and deployment should not be done as a form of reprimand. Staff transfer should address issues such as staff service balance, leave, and staff development, among other positive reasons, as guided by Section 43.
Thank you. So then, it cannot be said that that advisory was targeting the governor or the county secretary, because the advisory was from the county secretary himself.
Yes, I can see it is from the acting CEC, Meru County Public Service Board County Secretary, acting as county secretary, to all chief officers.
Thank you. So it is chief officers who are discouraged from those kind of deployments without consultation with the county secretary.
Yes.
So that cannot bar the county secretary from exercising his right.
Yes.
Thank you. We have also been told that the letter appearing at page 295, quickly let us look at that letter. Is a letter of employment. To the best of your understanding, what is the title of that letter?
Redeployment.
Redeployment. What is your understanding of redeployment?
Redeployment is taking one person from one department maybe to another one, or from one duty to another one.
Is employment done for many persons in one letter, or it is done individually, if it were really an employment?
This is done for so many people in one letter.
In one letter?
Yes.
Is any of those people a new person that is not yet working with the county government of Meru?
All these have been working since even 2016, 2015 as directors and other senior officers in the government of Meru.
Is there anywhere where the salaries or remuneration of those persons is mentioned?
There is nowhere that is mentioned.
Normally, a letter of employment would have their salaries.
Yes, it should be.
It would also have the terms of reference.
Yes.
Does that appear anywhere in that?
It doesn't appear.
It doesn't appear.
Yes.
So in your evidence, does that amount to employment?
It doesn't amount to employment.
Is there anything that bars the county secretary from making changes within inter-departments within the county?
Nothing bars the county secretary from doing redeployment.
Thank you. You have been referred to what is now being said to be monies that were not accounted for. And by that, council took you to page 13 of their documents to indicate that monies appearing in the infamy system were not accounted for. Page 13, and the total amount is said to be 2.7 million that were allegedly paid to Rose Kinyua Wantai.
Yes.
That is the line of cross-examination. Confirm to us that this document that appears from page 1 all through to page 16 does not portray the IFMIS extract, but a mere complaint by one Salesio Mutuma.
This is a mere complaint by Branera Salesio Mutuma.
The table that bears the total of 2.7 is not from the IFMIS extract, isn't it?
It is not from the IFMIS extract.
Thank you. When you look at the charges that you faced, was there anywhere where any specific amount was mentioned that was received by any of the people termed as your relatives that you are supposed to explain why they received such monies? Specifically, figures.
No specific figure.
Thank you. That will be all for this witness, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We now move on. And
perhaps I can ask just one more question with your leave,
Okay.
Madam Speaker. Thank you. So, Governor, then, what would you plead the Senate to do, having heard the case from the County Assembly, having given your evidence? What is it that you ask this Honorable House to do for you?
Madam Speaker, humbly I would request this Honorable House, a constitutional house, to see, as we have heard all the allegations that are labeled before me, I'm appearing as third, fourth, fifth party in all these accusations. It is my humble request that as you sit as judges, I'm forced to answer allegations that are done or some issues that are not directly involving the governor of Meru. In these allegations, there is nowhere, Honorable Madam Speaker, that I have signed any document nor delegated anyone to any person via the allegations tabled today before this Honorable Senate. Madam Speaker, today I don't count it as an unfortunate day for me because at least the whole world have known the truth. I urge this Honorable Senate, honorable members, as you sit today, to consider and give justice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and that will be the close of our case.
Thank you, Counsel. We now move on to the clarifications by senators, and I request that strictly we adhere to the 2 minutes so that we give as many senators opportunity. Maximum 2 minutes. And we begin with the Senator Sigei. This session will end at 7:50, as I had said earlier. Yeah, it's about 20 minutes. Senator Sigei, when you're done, please approach the bench.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I'm troubled with three things. I'll ask three clarifications, and this one is to the Council for the Governor, alias Mutuma. Number one, I want your response in particular to the allegation with regards to a gentleman by the name Nefath, whose employment history dates back to 2016, employed at Job Group H. In 2023, acted in Job Group R, and the document that we've been given appearing at page 384 of the County Assembly's bundle from the County Public Service Board. I would wish to get your responses, Council. Two, witness number 3, I can't recall the name, is called Mr. Munene Nganata, sorry. At paragraph 13 of his affidavit, he made reference to employees whose position as at the time of employment was cleaners, and a document which has been submitted as evidence before the House appearing at page 407 and 374. The responses that will clear my mind will probably be that coming from you, because what Mr. Nganata responded to as he was asked is not clear to me. And lastly, your position with regard to a number of videos which entertained this House on oathing. On the one hand, there was an element of some
Senator Thst.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to direct this clarification to the Council for the County Assembly. Mr. Speaker, there seems to be some disparities in the document submitted by the County Assembly in relation to the invitation letter to China. The document submitted by the County Assembly on page 60 differs in content from the document submitted by the Governor on page 425 of the bigger document of evidence. But when you look at the two documents keenly, Mr. Speaker, the document for the County Assembly does not refer to the other assignments the county government went to do in China, that is housing and agriculture. But another document attached on page 68 of the County Assembly bundle confirms that actually housing and agriculture was one of the functions. So my concern, which I want clarification from the Council for the County Assembly, is to explain the deviation in the two letters, the letter by the Governor and the letter by the County Assembly, and explain to this House which letter is the correct letter to go with.
Council for the Governor, proceed to respond to the question as asked by Senator Sigei, and then the Council for the County Assembly, you will respond to the question raised by Senator Osotsi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. In answer to the question posed by Senator Sigei, my understanding of job grouping is that the position to which a person is appointed then dictates the job group they will fall to. So one would rise from one job group based on the new position that they have been given. Indeed, my understanding is that we've had chief officers appointed as CCMs, therefore necessitating the change of their job groups. That would be my simple answer to that question. I'll invite my friend, Mr. Mutembei, to answer the other question on the cleaners. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to respond to the question from Senator Sigei. The question was asking why some cleaners appear to be categorized as senior support staff in the pay slips that have been produced in the bundle of documents by the County Assembly. Although the witness, notwithstanding the fact that the witness confirmed that the pay slips cannot be authenticated, it is the position that cleaners are actually support staff. And cleaners would be categorized as senior support staff based on their salary. If you look at the pay slip that has been produced, the one that appears as senior support staff is earning a basic salary of 18,000, and that is in tandem with the role of a senior support staff. That would be the simple answer. Thank you.
Council for County Assembly.
Mr. Speaker, the question was as to discrepancies between the letter at page 425 of the governor's bundle and the letter at page 60 of the Assembly's bundle. It is indeed true, Mr. Speaker, that there are discrepancies, and that's why we have kept telling you the governor has forged the document she has presented to you, and here's why. If you check the document at page 60 of the Assembly's bundle, you will note, Mr. Speaker, it bears the stamp of the county government, received by the county government on 25th of April. The one the governor has produced is not stamped by our own county government. That's one indication of what we call forging of documents. And if there is any other doubt, Mr. Speaker, when you go to page 68 of our bundle, the county secretary, when they wrote to the ministry, they attached the letter inviting them to China. And the letter the county secretary attached is the version that the county assembly has produced, and it is attached at page 69 of our bundle with the same stamp. And it is our submission, therefore, the governor must have forged this document, as we have been saying all along, at page 425 of our bundle.
Senator Newton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question goes to the governor in relation to Okolea. So, Governor, who funds Okolea? And if you may, because it's in public domain, that the activities of Okolea were once banned by the Minister or CS for Interior, why, in your view, was it banned? Number two, Mr. Speaker, the image that has been portrayed of the relationship between the governor and the county assembly members has been very rosy, especially after the past impeachment proceedings. Governor, where and why did the reins start beating you, as in the relationship between you and the members of the county assembly? Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Those are my questions.
Governor, proceed to respond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Okolea program, as I said before, has been there for the last 12 years. It is purely funded by Baite Family Fellowship, where I'm the bishop. All the offerings that we get from the church, the pastors and the members of the church take all the money, buy blankets, mattresses. I also donate 50% of my salary towards the Okolea program. It is purely a program by the church and my family, funded by the donations made in our church and my 50% contribution from my salary. The issue of banning the Okolea, it is just the other day when we had one at Igembe, where my deputy governor incited the youth, as you saw in the video, slaughtered the cow that was supposed to be donated to a poor woman. There was some chaos. And then from that event is where now the CS came and said because of the unrest in Meru, he has to ban the Okolea until there is rest in Meru. It was not banned permanently. I think for his own wisdom, he decided and acted so that you get peace and continue as a church. It is purely a church program. From the day I left this Senate during the first impeachment, we've been working well with the county assembly members until the last 2 months, when people, external forces, tried or are trying to interfere with the leadership just because of 2027 politics. That is the whole truth. And as I stand here, I know that the members of county assembly have no issues with the governor, apart from the external forces forcing them to cause a lot of confusion in Meru for those who have decided that they will run for the position of county governor to have space and have a route via the deputy governor or via making it that Meru doesn't work. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Hamida.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Madam Governor, I was just wondering, in the event that the Senate finds you, that none of the allegations for the second time made against you have been substantiated, I'm just wondering, what happens to the Meru County? How do you plan to work with the Deputy Governor who has been alleged, and of course you have stated and accused him of having planning to impeach you and also plotted all the current activities and impeachment? So how do you plan to work with them? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The first action, I believe prayer works. I will continue to pray for those that are a lot of appetite to become the governor, God to lower the appetite so that we have time to work the people of Meru. Number two, the time we left this place again, it took us just a month for us to come together and start working. It is very possible it is very doable that we can still mend all the differences and put Meru first, rather than our own interest. As a woman of God,